This is Alex, or Alexandria, played by Julia Schlepfler. In episode 8 of 1923, this is Alex. Notice anything different? Consider this your spoiler alert, as I'm about to go deep into what we've seen through 7 episodes of 1923, what we've learned from cast interviews, and what we can assume based on pictures from the show. It's Billy Dukes, and thumbs up this video if you're pumped that there's going to be a second season of 1923. A little bit more information on that in just a moment, but first, here are some questions we'll answer in this video. Do Spencer and Alex make it to Montana? Is the sheriff a good guy or a bad guy? Will Banner seek vengeance on the Duttons? And finally, which Dutton lady is really pregnant? That's foreshadowing because this picture released prior to episode 8 really scares us. Consider tapping that subscribe button, and away we go. As with our episode 7 recap, I should probably start with Teonna, but I really want to talk about Alex and Spencer, who have been found.
Alexandra?
That her ex-fiancé discovered her is preposterous, since she was 5,000 miles away in Nairobi, Kenya when she ghosted him. Some people brought up this bit of throwaway dialogue to explain what happened.
Need to hide that thing. Mafia won't like it too much either, though.
What's the mafia?
Stay here long. You'll find out, mate.
You see, the couple is in Sicily, apologies for saying Malta earlier, and that's headquarters for the mafia, so the thinking is that her ex-fiancé and his family are part of the family, but I mean, just look at them. Does this little pencil head and those old-timers, do they look like Italian gangsters? I think Alex and Spencer are in for, at worst, an uncomfortable conversation before they board a ship for America. From there, subscribers know that I've been thinking they'd arrive in Montana just before the closing credits of episode 8, but they still have a long way to go. Taylor Sheridan is really slow rolling this trip, isn't he? Make your predictions in the comments below. I'm gonna stick with the theory that they arrived late, if only because I know actors Brandon Sklenner and Julia Schlepfer went through cowboy camp prior to 1923, and why would they go through cowboy camp if they didn't actually have to do some cowboy? And besides, what can go wrong on an early 20th century ocean cruise liner? We do have some evidence that they spend significant time at the Yellowstone, however. I'll admit it's weak evidence in the form of 2 photos. The first is Spencer looking showered and shaved and very Dutton-y. The second is him with Alex, where she seems to have a certain glow about her. I don't think anyone would be surprised to find out that she's with child. I mean, the 2 of them have been humping around Africa for the past 8 weeks. That's kind of what happens. Of course, a pregnant Alex raises questions about who Kevin Costner's John Dutton's grandmother is, something much debated in the Yellowstone universe to the point that even the actors are curious. This all begs the question, is Elizabeth really pregnant? And this theory that we've discussed on the Dutton Rules podcast is that the gunshots she took when Banner's men attacked in episode 3 messed up her reproductive system, and that's why she thinks she's pregnant. Her evidence is a little bit thin. Beyond missing her cycle, she said she was nauseated for a day, which, I mean, my wife was sick for 4 months for each of our 3 boys. One day might have just been some bad bison. This preview picture really concerns me. Still, I think she is pregnant because that kind of micro storyline doesn't really add anything to the overall arc of 1923. I also think the baby she has is the father to Kevin Costner's John Dutton, but that's for another video. Alex may be pregnant too, but I believe her to be this show's Elsa Dutton. We fall in love with her only to have our hearts broken. One more thing and then Teonna, which comes with some very real new information. In episode 7, expect Banner to be freed from jail after Don Whitfield bribes the judge. From there, I think he'll bring the heat to the Duttons. Like I said, this is when Spencer arrives. I've really put a lot of stock into this theory. I hope I'm right. Now, there could be one tangential death in the form of maybe like Zane, the ranch hand, or maybe even the sheriff. Both of them seem pretty disposable. I do not think the sheriff is dirty, even after we discover that the red-haired man he hired is dirty. Overall, there's going to be a certain amount of lawlessness afoot as the credits close. That includes Teonna. With the 3 priests chasing her dead, it's not clear where this plot can go. However, she shared in an interview with Deadline that, quote, "Episode 8 really destroyed me. For me, this means her father has to die, perhaps at the hands of Father Reynaud, who does appear in episode 8. As for Teonna, actor Amina Nieves says she feels pretty good about being included in season 2, but the new scripts haven't been written. She also says she's not sure when or if her path will intersect with the Duttons. I'm Billy Dukes with Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.